I run an initiative called MKE to LAX, and I think of it as a cultural exchange initiative between the regions of Milwaukee, which is where I grew up, and Los Angeles, which is really my adopted home from the last 13 years, where I've been living and working and really navigating, for me, this place as a global port. I'm an artist and I come out of a public arts dialogue for the most part, but also one that's really connected into conversations around urban design. Doing MK to LAX was actually a way for me to take some of the learning that I had done to affect how the social is going to happen in a particular place. So I started MK to LAX. Really at first was much more about bringing Milwaukee artists and other cultural leaders to Los Angeles because I had a lot of empathy about being in Middle America. It's about the two places, but it's also about the act of translation that I'm in all the time. And I kind of wondered when I started doing this if I would just start to see more blending or understanding of what, really for me, what is the US by just picking two points inside of it and trying to make a cross-section. One of the things I really value about Milwaukee is a sense of proximity. There's a lot of just running into people. In LA, when there's a place like a school, like USC, some of that quality can start to happen, but I think kind of around Los Angeles, it just can feel like such a sea of people moving and passing each other and maybe not actually having a sensation of connection. So I kind of want the cultural mixing of Los Angeles, and I want some of that intimacy that I see kind of physically, socially in Milwaukee, and combine it. That's one of the things I'm focusing on in doing the work. A big part of my art practice has always been about taking institutional language and mimicking it, so I can play with some of the power that's embedded in the language or embedded in the institutional form that I'm referring to. Creative placemaking, for me, it's a very complex term. It's a lot about how arts and cultural development can really infuse into community development. How do we find those people? How do we support their businesses? How do we actually get these kinds of workers into contexts, into meetings, into online forums, into whatever the specific gathering space is, where they actually can influence how a decision's going to be made. Part of what I think creates the kind of social proximity in Milwaukee is a really strong focus on neighborhood. It's a very small place, but I'm frequently amazed at how often people aren't talking to each other inside of the same neighborhood and across neighborhoods. And I had kind of forgotten about neighborhoods being in LA. There are neighborhoods here. Like right now I spend a lot of time in Echo Park, but there's also, it's very easy to leave that and feel this kind of loss of that sensation of neighborhood. Another big quality for us was the idea of using a trail network. One, because it was a way to actually navigate how to create more permeability between the neighborhoods. We were literally using a trail as a way of going across what is a historic redlining boulevard. Just trail again is just another way of concepting mobility. The other thing then we're doing too is per neighborhood, but as well as the city overall, we're really focusing on how to build a network of some of this arts and cultural leadership. There's a lot of knowledge in the arts. I wish it could have more distribution. I wish it could, again, like become more part of any number of sector dialogues. And I think that's part of what we're doing today together by even talking about it this way.